Okay, guys. So the director for the new Spider-Man movie, Brand New Day, where at the time of you watching this video could be one of the greatest Spider-Man movies of all time. The director of one of the greatest Spider-Man movies of all time, if not the greatest Spider-Man movie of all time. We'll say one of the greatest Spider-Man movies of all time, because obviously people are going to be fans of the original trilogy, and then some people are going to say that Spider-Man 2 is the best, etc. But one of the greatest Spider-Man movies of all time, depending on when you watch this. Um, he is insisting that a majority of the stunts and the performances of Spider-Man in the movie, so Tom Holland's Spider-Man, were highly influenced by the Insomniac Spider-Man games. So think Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Um, all those games were a huge influence for him when it came to directing the film. And he said that we're going to see that when we watch the movie or when we've watched the movie. Depending on, again, you guys, most likely when you're seeing this, you probably already watched the movie like 10, 20 times because, I already know right now, even before seeing the movie at the time of this recording, I can already tell that it's going to be amazing. Um, I've not watched any reviews yet, but some early reviews have dropped. I'm staying away from them. I'm just going to watch it for myself, but I can already predict that it's going to be great. But that's neither here nor there. My thoughts on this leak, and it is a leak. I'm not 100% sure that this was supposed to come out, um, but my thoughts is great, absolutely fantastic, because the Spider-Man games, some people say Spider-Man 2 was they didn't like the story, they didn't like the plot because of the Disney vacation of of the plot, and that's a new word that I'm using right now. I think you guys know what I mean if you understand how Disney has a sort of method when they make movies. Sometimes it's a good method, sometimes it's a bad method. It really just depends on the IP. But that's neither here nor there. Um, when a movie gets Disneyfied or a game gets Disneyfied, in the case of Spider-Man 2, um, it's going to have supporters and it's going to have critics. And a lot of people, most of the fan base, I guess the silent majority, have come to the consensus that they liked the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man as opposed to the Spider-Man 2 plot. And but despite that criticism, I think we can all say that regardless of the plot, regardless of the story, regardless of the characters, the gameplay for both of those games were just great. It made you Insomniac mastered the art of making you feel like Spider-Man. And regardless of how you like the direction or the plot of the game, the story of the game, you can say they did a great job of making sure that you felt like Spider-Man. You felt like you were slinging across New York and you had complete freedom and control of everything you did. When you fought a boss, or not, we're going to get to the boss in a minute. When you're fighting a gang of crooks, a gang of henchmen, it made you feel like like you were like you weren't even again you weren't human. You were this superhero who had the strength to fight back against a tyrannical force, and that means so much for a gamer. That means so much to be able to log on and feel like you could like stand up against a more powerful threat, even though you sit in a chair, you know for a fact that you wouldn't be able to do that. But knowing that when you had that control in your hand and you were able to use Peter Parker as an avatar for your fantasy, it just felt great. It felt so good. You had the fantasy of using you were using Peter's strength to live out a fantasy, and it just felt great. So the fact that that's going to be translated to the big screen, that dynamic movement, that speed, that power to um, be able to fight against these threats. Oh man, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I know a lot of people are going to absolutely love to see that type of web slinging and that dynamic fighting that we see in the games. Even the button sequences, like those sequences that you have in certain sections of the story without spoiling anything, those are great too. And of course the bosses, all those epic boss fights when you have to fight against like certain villains. I'm not going to spoil who because some people probably haven't played Spider-Man on the PS4, Spider-Man PS4 or Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man Miles Morales. When you fight certain bosses who are obviously supervillains from the comics, it felt like we got those different sequences when you have to take them down. It was so amazing. It felt so amazing, guys. So to have that on the big screen, that's going to be great. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I don't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to bring that update to you really quickly. Uh, Keep it civil in the comment section, guys. I've been Ackler. You guys have been amazing. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Peace.